Hello everyone, welcome back to another 2v2 Warhammer battle. I'm going to let this one play. I am the Vampire Count, so my ally is the Greenskins. We are facing off against the Dwarves and Bretonia. For my army, I have 2 puppies, 2 Cairn Race, 2 Graveguard with great weapons, 4 skeletal warriors in total, 3 skeletal spearmen covering the back, and then a corpse cart with the unholy lodestone, 2 necromancers, 1 with invocation of heck and raise dead, the other one with just raise dead, and then a white king for a bodyguard for Heinrich Himmler. And that's my army. For the greenskin here, we have the Mangy Marauders. We have a front line of Orc Biggins. Behind them, we have a couple Black Orcs, 2 Goblin Big Bosses? Maybe just the one. Maybe it is just the one. And they are also being led by Grimgor Ironhide, who also has the Orc Shaman with Foot of Gork, and here we go. Goblin Archers, and then the Rusty Errors. And then I think 2 Trolls. Yeah, they have 2 Trolls mixed in here. That is going to be the Greenskin army. For the Dwarf army, they are going to be up here on a hill. Rune Lord, Double Runesmith, bunch of Longbeards and Dwarf Warriors, that's all their infantry. Thunderer, then a whole bunch of Quarrelers, a Grudge Thrower Cannon, and then again just the tanky front line. Now, before the match even started, their deployment zone ends right there, basically. And I was like, you know what? I bet you the Dwarf player is just going to bunch up right here and then spread out on this hill because, man, Dwarves love their hills. And that is exactly what they did, which is why I deployed over here because I wanted to try and kill the Bretonian player who's back over there. Oh, yeah, this is the Bretonian army. So the Bretonian army has a lot of flyers here. Double Paladin, they have a Lord on the Hippogriff and also Pegasus, Royal Pegasus Knights. For the front line here, we have a lot of actually, I think just 2 Battle Pilgrims. 2 Battle Pilgrims, 2 Foot Squires, a couple Spearmen at Arms, 2 Peasant Bowmen with fire arrows, and then multiple men at arms with shields back here. And I think they have a peasant. Yeah. Oh no, that's just another Battle Pilgrim. I thought they had peasants somewhere. Maybe they don't. Maybe I'm crazy. Then they also brought a Grail Relic to support their infantry in a combat against us. So yeah, large flying force. Now this map doesn't really lend well too much to Dwarven artillery or large creatures in general because there's so much trees. So I was honestly kind of surprised that the Bretonian player brought a large flying force. Okay, so the game crashed, but that's okay. We are back now. So, where were we? Okay, so we were charging the Bretonian player. So at the beginning of this match, seeing that the Dwarf player decided to take this hill, I wanted to see if we can force them into the forest. So I talked to my ally and I said, let's just ignore the Dwarf player and go straight for the Bretonian player instead. So my ally is going to be marching up this way. I'm going to be marching up this way. And now the Bretonian is going to take their flying air force and try and do the whole like flying sniping tactic. It's when you take a whole bunch of high damage creatures like this particular death squad here, and they focus on one dude, one model or whatever, and they try and take it out in one charge. But unfortunately for them, this is the forest, so a lot of their power is very low, just like my puppies is. The melee attack and all that is very low. They did deal some damage to the puppy. I did cast Invocation of the Heck immediately, though, because I could see what they were doing, and then they are going to fly off. Unfortunately, I cannot catch them. I do not have any dire puppies in this build to really keep them pinned down on the ground, so it was really hard for my skeletal spearmen because they're kind of slow and they're easy to walk through, and the Vargos keep on the ground, so they're going to be able to get out, and then they're going to do another charge on my corpse cart here in just a moment as we continue to advance onto the enemy position. The Dwarf player is still just going to be kind of hanging out here. I think they do move into the forest. They start moving here soon, I believe. But here comes that flying sniper squad charge on the corpse cart. They do catch me, I think, out in the open. Yeah, so I think that they do get me out in the open, which is why they dealt so much damage to me. And this is what the flying squad does. It's supposed to sequel out high value targets and charge them and kill them instantly. But luckily enough for me, they did not get a full kill off, so we're going to cast another Invocation of the Heck, this time on the corpse card, because I really want that thing alive for the most part. Getting support here from the archers of my ally. And I thought this was really weird. The flying squad doesn't land on them. They just take a lot of damage from the archers, and then they're going to, I think, fly over here. These guys are out in the open. Like, they could have definitely landed, charged them, and, like, routed them. With haste. Like, instantly. I was really shocked. But yeah, so here you can see the Dwarf player is going to march through the trees, but as soon as they do, they're like, holy shit, what is this greenery? Like, I don't know what this is. And then they're going to run back out of the trees. I guess because they think this forest is maybe just a bunch of poisonous wilderness, like wood elf stuff. I don't know. But they're very, very afraid of the forest, so they're going to go back on the hill. Meanwhile, we have almost reached the enemy's position. Again, I'm going to be hitting their left flank and trying to do a wide flank to get into these peasant archers, and also tying up these units over here. Meanwhile, my ally is going to tie up the rest of their front line, and they are going to now be dealing with the air squad of the Bretonian player here, who is now going to ignore me, which I'm okay with. they want to ignore my puppies in the corpse guard. I am more than fine. I also want to try and time my charge here with my ally and hit him at the same time. So because of that, some of our units are actually going to be ahead of the main army. We have all of our heroes back here, the Necromancers, the White King, and the corpse guard. But again, I wanted to try and help my allies charge, so we're going to run in with the Grave Guard. We're going to run in with the Skeletal Warriors, the puppies. One of the puppies is going to be detached eventually and go into the Peasant Bowmen. These Carners is going to go into the Peasant Bowmen as we just tie up what front line the Bretonnian has. They now have to do a 2v1 because the Dwarf player is so afraid of the forest. Quite a shame. Quite a shame. But again, here comes my hero squad, just slowly bringing up the rear. I'm not even going to cast any Raised Deads. I don't even think I cast Invocation of the Heck in this battle. This player just doesn't have enough forces to take on 2 armies at a time. Go figure. Weird, right? How they couldn't do 2v1. Especially against vampire counts and the charging, you know, orc horde with, you know, trolls and stuff. So the flying squad at this point, I think, are going to be trying to deal with their trolls and Grimgore. So you're going to see repeating charges in here, I believe. Their lord is eventually going to pull off and try and take out my Cairn Race because I was chasing their Peasant Bowmen. You can see me chasing these 2 off right there. Their left flank, or I'm sorry, our left flank is now ours. These units do not have what it takes to withstand my entire army, so now we're just going to go, you know, like bloop, 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 bloop. We're going to go all over the place. Corpse Guard's still not in the battle, but that's okay. That is just fine. There goes Lord trying to stop my Cairn Race from killing their Peasant Bowmen, but they do not have enough forces, I guess, to handle with my puppy. Dwarf player now doing a full withdrawal back to the top of the hill because that's all they really know how to do, I guess. Back here, the Royal Pegasus Knights are now being destroyed again by those archers, which I'm still shocked they didn't kill when they were flying over them earlier. But now they're going to charge the Orc Biggins, and then again, I think the Paladins are in here, maybe just trying to save their Damsel, dealing damage to some trolls, which is dealing a healthy amount of damage to them, and these the Warlords boys. But now my Greenskin player, who took the brunt of the Bretonnian forces, is now going to get reinforced with all my forces because we have broken the peasants that were over here. Vargolf was still chasing the Peasant Bow, and I think I'm going to send them back into the Peasant Bowmen because I do not want them coming back and firing into me. Bretonnian player is doing what they can, but yeah, there's not much the Bretonnian player can do against all of this. And I think it was around this point that the Bretonnian player leaves the game. I don't blame them. I do not blame them. Spearman over here and some Black Horse going to hold off. I believe what is now the AI-controlled army coming in here trying to do what it can. But it is a little too late. Paladins routing because of fear and terror. The sword's still back here trying to kill my Cairn Race. I think now it's going to be pulled off maybe and go back over here. Now that it's under AI control. We have mostly dealt with their Peasant Bowmen. Dwarf player is still just nothing. Tony Lord's going to come in here, but it's going to be a little late. Oh, I guess I did cast. Wait, no, that's not Invocation of the Heck. What is this? Potion of Strength? Wait, what? I don't think I cast Invocation of the Heck. Maybe I did. I don't know. Anyway, now we're going to pile in on the Bretonnian Lord because he's the only one who is left. Here goes Undeath Resurgence. First, some artillery coming in from the Dwarf player. They're trying to get into this fight. And now I'm going to start pulling off units already, and I'm going to start getting ready for a wide flank. And actually, I put this on the battle map so that my ally knew what I was going to be doing. So I wanted to approach the Dwarf position from the our left, and the Greenskin player is going to be going up the middle again. Yeah, the Bretonnian player is basically dead, so I'm just going to cut out because there's a lot of time for us to maneuver into the new position. So we have now got into position. I'm going to have Skeletal Warriors and a Grave Guard hanging in from here. Going to have the Vargolfs coming in behind to try and silence these crossbows. My main battle line is just going to be advancing like this. Skeletal Warriors coming in at the corner, and my ally is going to be coming in like this. Luckily, a lot of those shots are going to be, well, some of those shots are going to be blocked by the forest. Over here, I'm not so lucky, but that's okay. Like, our army is relatively untouched. Going to throw in these Cairn Race first. And I believe the Cairn Race get targeted by Runes of Wrath and Ruin. Because they start to fall really quickly, and they don't have any magical damage to bypass their physical resistance over here. So I'm pretty sure that's what happens here soon. Because they have 3 Wraths of Ruin. Yeah, I think this is one. There we go. Master Rune of Wrath and Ruin, even from the Rune Lord. And I think we get another from the Rune Smith over here. Foot of Gorg dropping in, puppies coming in, doing flanking positions. There comes, yep, there comes the Rune of Wrath Ruin. Because I remember I was microing all my units into position, giving attack orders, and then I looked back and I was like, what the hell? Why are my can rays almost dead? Well, that's because Rune Lords and Rune Smiths and their nasty, the nasty runes. But over here you can see the front line of the Dwarf Army is all now entangled between the Greenskin and me. I'm going to run in back here and do some damage to these Quarrelers. The can rays are getting Invocation of Neck. Actually, this whole area is. Trying to make sure that my Necromancers are in a decent position for their passive regeneration, and make sure they're not in combat, because else that would be taken off. I'm going to actually soon throw this guy into the cannon, I believe. Heinrich Kilmer taking up the middle against the Runesmith and some Longbeards. Yeah, some Longbeards with the help of these Graveguard. I did cast Van Heel's Dance Macabre on these Graveguard to try and go through these Dwarf Warriors even quicker. Because the problem is a lot of the Vampire's infantry has very low melee attacks, so they kind of need buffs here and there. By that, or like a Corpse Cart, which is still coming in because it's so slow. I mostly got Van Heel's Dance Macabre though for the can race, as I usually do. But yeah, you can see the puppies back here doing work. Greenskin players punching through the dwarf front line, even though they're super tanky with the help of the Runesmiths. It's just that we have too many forces at this point. And so we kind of have just free reign over the dwarf position, even though they had a lot of melee, a lot of tough melee. Corpse Guard finally getting in there. I think I'm going to eventually move it over here because it's going to be in combat with the Runesmith. Chasing off those Quarrelers.
Power is rising.
But soon here we should have a mass rout. Going to throw in the Vargolf over here because there's still some Dwarf Warriors being resistant. So you want to make sure they get hit by Fear and Terror. I think I maybe throw this guy over here. Heinrich Himmler is going to be coming back over here to fight against their Rune Lord along with the Necromancer, I think. And then there goes the second puppy on the Rune Lord. More units doing mass routing. And then that is it. So, good game to Jack's back, Daily Poutine, and Trolazzo. Now, I know it's easy to say, damn that dwarf player for just sitting on a camp and sitting on a hill. Yes, but if you are in a 2v2 situation and you have a player, not necessarily a dwarf, but any player, who is going to just take a position and it's clear they will not move, it's clear that they are glued there, some mystical force is keeping them there, whatever have you, then it's on you to move your army into position and support them. So the Bretonnian player, actually I'll show you when we do the cinematic view. For kills here, I mean, we had two separate 2v1s, so we got a high amount of kills in units that matter, like Graveguard, Puppies, Skeletal Warriors are just there to hold, but they even still got a decent amount of kills considering what they are. And the race, actually the race didn't do that. This one didn't do good at all. 62 kills is still not that amazing, but whatever. For Jack's back here, front line of Biggins did really well. One of the Blackers did really well. Trolls did really well. And the Archers did a ton of damage to Royal Pegasus Knights. Grimgore got in there. A lot of good kills. Daily Poutine got some decent amount of kills for that quick battle at there at the end. Artillery did alright. And then for Trolazzo, well, I mean, they kind of got hammered by two armies early on. So they didn't get much time to do much there. But again, game to all opponents. Let's go watch a cinematic view. So, this Bretonnian player, they initially started the map, I believe, right here with their battle line. Then, when we were approaching them, they actually moved their battle line further away from their ally. What they should have done, and I know it sucks to have an ally that sometimes just won't do what you want them to, but they should have moved over here. If their main battle line was right here instead of right here, and they had the time to move them, because we were really far away, then if we still continue to do a 2v1, we would have came in like this. That leaves the dwarf player close enough to support with artillery, their range fire, and then they could, at that point, they would probably move in their dwarf warriors and do like a flank or rear charge on the orc player. So the Bretonnian player had a chance for a 2v2, but either they were too stubborn, they just didn't think about it, or what have you. I'm not entirely sure. But they had a chance for a 2v2, but they moved further away from their ally instead of moving closer. Also, sorry, I forgot to do this for the cinematic view. There we go. Kimmler is having a grand old time. I don't even know where he is right now. I think he's buried in here somewhere.
Me.
And now we move towards the dwarves.
Quiet, my scout. Move in.
Let's get some Heinrich Kimmler action over here.
I know what to do. Yes, follow. Moving. Will suffer.
And there we go. So I hope you enjoyed the two 2v1s in this particular battle. And unfortunately, Heinrich did not find his friend Krell. Sometime in the future, hopefully he will. Take care, everybody.